Hi, this is Alfred Brock, and today we're going to be talking about what is prescription drug misuse. We're reading off a pamphlet here from the Drug Enforcement Administration, and this is to get everybody started to understand what is prescription drug misuse. What is that? Well, here's some myths versus facts that they provide to us. Well, what is it? Misuse of prescription drugs means taking a medication in a manner or dose other than prescribed. Taking someone else's prescription. So if you take too much on your own, right, and it has not been prescribed for that, or you're, instead of eating the pill that you're given, people crush it and snort it in their nose, that's misuse of a prescription drug. And taking someone else's prescription. So say you're at work, right? Or a family member's around and you're not feeling well and they say, hey, I've got something the doctor gave me to solve the problem you're describing to me, so let me give you the drug that I have for my problem and you take it and see what happens. And that is a misuse of prescription drugs. And of course, if someone steals it from someone else or misdirects it from delivery or supply, then that is also a misuse of a prescription drug. Even if for a legitimate medical complaint such as pain, oh, I hurt, where's my medication? I've got some right here, you want this? Maybe you want it, but you shouldn't have it because that is a misuse of a prescription drug. You need to take the steps to get the drug that you need, that has been prescribed for you, for your condition, for your weight, from the manufacturer that your body has become used to. These things are not generic. They make them all sorts of different ways. Maybe the active ingredient is the same, but it's not guaranteed to behave the same in your body as it behaves in someone else. Now, even if you are in pain and you need it, and you feel you need it, and you go out and you do this stuff to get it from anybody, misdirected, or you ask for it, or you fill out a prescription you shouldn't do that, you fill out more prescriptions than you should, that's a misuse of prescription drugs. And taking a medication to get high, that's a misuse of prescription drugs. That's not what they're designed for, and they shouldn't be used for that, because they can lead to dependence and eventually addiction and death. Make you very sick too. Some people can get disabled for the rest of their lives. Now, did you know that prescription drugs are the most commonly misused substances by teens, other than marijuana and alcohol? So, number 3, you got the alcohol and the marijuana, and number 3 is prescription drugs are the drugs most misused by teenagers. That's terrible. In fact, in 2016, 12% of high school seniors used a prescription drug non-medically in the year prior. So within the 365 days from that survey that they carried out, they found out so 12% of high school seniors used a prescription drug non-medically in the past year. If they're combining them, and many do, with other drugs, whether through vaping or whether through purchase on the street or alcohol, then they've got a serious problem cooking right there. That's not good. That needs to come to an end. It is unhealthy. It is unsafe. Myth. Okay, well, here we go with the myths and facts. This should be interesting, right? A myth. It is safer to use prescription drugs to get high rather than using illegal drugs because they are prescribed by a doctor or dentist and dispensed by a pharmacist. What? This is a chemical. This is a drug. This is something that affects your body, your mind, everything about you. Social interactions. It has repercussions. It could persist over several days. Some of these persist over weeks, months, through continual use. For example, opioids over the course of like 5 to 10 days, your body, you may not be aware of it, but your body becomes dependent upon it. If you stop taking right now, you have a slight, probably nagging feeling, oh, what's wrong? Well, nothing's wrong with you. Your body got used to having that chemical inside it and allowed that chemical to do work that it normally does for itself. For example, making you feel happy, making you feel satisfied, and doing other things. And when you don't have the drug, what happens? You don't feel happy, you don't feel satisfied. And it's very strange because when you take these drugs, you become happy and satisfied with things that you never would have done before in your life. And if you successfully stop taking them, again, those things revert to where you would never do that in your life. Okay, now you can also be, over the course of 30 to 60 days, your body will become addicted to opioids. That's just the physical fact of the matter, okay? So if you take, well, no matter where you get them, if you get them from a doctor or a dentist or several doctors and several dentists, or you buy them on the street, or someone steals them, that drug does the same thing no matter where it comes from, okay? You shouldn't mess with it. It's used for one specific purpose. Let it be used only for that. Doesn't belong in Happy Land. So the myth is it's safer to use prescription drugs to get high rather than using illegal drugs because they're prescribed by a doctor or a dentist and dispensed by a pharmacist. Okay, whatever. Now, a fact, any use of prescription drugs without the doctor's recommendation can be as dangerous as using illegal drugs. Improper use can have serious health effects, including addiction, overdose, physical and mental disability, and death. Commonly misused prescription drugs fall under 3 categories. There's the opioids, painkillers like Vicodin or codeine, depressants used to relieve anxiety or help someone sleep like Valium or Xanax, stimulants used for treating attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, like Adderall or Ritalin. These are commonly misused prescription drugs types. What are the health effects? Let's see. I'm going to predict health problems, perhaps mental and physical disability, and death. Let's see if they list that for us. What are the health effects? Misusing opioids can cause severe respiratory depression or death and can be addictive. Okay, we got one. Misusing depressants can cause sleepiness, impaired mental functioning, blurred vision, and can be addictive. So we got the mental functioning going there. So we got 2. Misusing stimulants can cause irregular heartbeat, paranoia, high fever, and can be addictive. So these are very dangerous drugs, no matter where they come from. If they're illegal, they'll be even more dangerous because you don't know what's in it, and the person selling you, commonly known as the dealer, doesn't know what's in it either. He or she, I guarantee you, does not know what the drug is that they're selling you. And number 2, they don't know what it really does to you. And number 3, they don't care. Okay, there'll always be someone else walking up to them, they believe, to buy more of this poison. And that's why I'm talking to you right now. To walk up to them. They don't know what they're selling you. They don't know what it is. And I got some information for you too about some others in the supply chain for these drugs. Not everything is as you believe it to be. So please be careful. Know what drugs you take prescribed for. Only take what is necessary, stop when it's done, and destroy the leftovers. All right. Now, did you know that some teens use Adderall and Ritalin to boost their test performance to improve their grades? Well, they believe that. They believe that. But what's the reality? Studies show that these stimulants do not help learning when used by persons who do not have ADHD. They don't work. You're high, you're stoned, you're studying. Will you remember it? Will you not? Has nothing to do with taking the drugs. You can do the same and better that you will do in school without the drugs. There is no enhancement drug that is going to work long term to assist you in your personal goals. Short term, they can make you sick, they can cause you long-term physical and mental disability, and they can kill you. And it's just terrible. Misusing a prescription opioid painkillers like Oxycontin and Vicodin may lead to heroin use. Heroin is cheaper and easy to obtain and produces a similar high, they call it, a similar effect. It does the same things to your body. You know why it does the same thing to your body that drugs like Oxycontin and Vicodin do? Because these Oxycontin and Vicodin, they may be manufactured, they may be not natural. They may be made in a laboratory, but they are the same molecules, the same chemicals that cause the same problems to you. They are opioids. They are a poison. They will cause long-term physical or mental disability if you use them incorrectly or use them too long, and they will kill you definitely at any time. You're not going to know when it is. So you take it for a while and you're an established drug user, right? You know everything about it. You're taking it at a certain level. Then you stop for a while, which is possible. It takes some hard work, but you stop for a while. And say, for example, some of these folks get arrested, right? They go on their career. This is getting serious, isn't it now? They get arrested, they go on in their drug career, they get arrested, they get sent to jail for 3-6 months or whatever. Their body's tolerance of the drugs falls, for opioids, falls. They get out, they use the same amount that they used before they went in, kills them instantly. Use only as prescribed, and when you're finished with it, destroy them, get rid of them. Now, can you die from prescription drug overdose? After all, it's coming from a doctor and it's been prescribed, or a dentist, and it's been prescribed from a physician, by a pharmacist, right? Can you die from a prescription drug overdose? Yes. Yes, you can. And look, it says it right there. It's very small, yes, but let me tell you, that's very emphatic. Yes, you can die from prescription drug overdose. Even if you're sick when you're taking prescription drugs, you got to watch what you're taking. You got to watch how much you're prescribed for and what you're doing with it. Do not exceed. Take care of yourself, okay? Now, can you die from prescription drug overdose? Yes. The majority of drug overdose deaths, more than 6 out of 10, involve an opioid. And remember, that's either, purchased on the street or gotten through a prescription. And just because some people get them through a prescription doesn't mean they got them through a legitimate prescription. But we're not talking about that right now. Stay away from drugs and from the people that use and sell them. Okay, let's go on. Remember, most teens who misuse prescription drugs get them free from a friend, a relative, or the family medicine cabinet. That's pretty wicked, isn't it? Now talk to your teen, talk to people, and if you are a teen, it's okay to talk to yourself sometimes, okay? Talk to your friends about the harmful effects of misusing prescription drugs not prescribed to them. These are poisonous items. You may think they feel good, but the majority of people know what the truth is, and the truth is some people say it makes them feel good, and everybody else, it makes them feel bad. Some of these drugs will make pretty much everybody feel good for a little while, but after a while, you need more and more to get some inkling of what you felt when you first used it, and later on, there will be no high. But without that, your body will crave it and cause you severe physical, emotional, and spiritual pain, and ruin relationships. You will ruin relationships. I'm getting a little bit beyond what I'm talking about here, but you need to be careful. Prescription drugs are not safe, and neither are illegal drugs. Your life is a lot more fun without drugs. Believe me. Now, want to talk to your teen or others about the harmful effects of misusing prescription drugs not prescribed to them. Also, everybody, this is for everybody, whether you're a teen or not. If you're a teen and you see parents doing this or whatever, adults doing it, store prescribed medications in a locked cabinet. Lock that stuff up. You'd be amazed what people have all over the place. Dispose of medications properly to avoid harm to others. Thank you. Stay healthy. Be happy.